Welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. If you are watching real time, that's because you are a Patreon patron, or because you are a YouTube subscriber, or because you took the extra step of linking your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. That's a 3-step process. It takes about 4 seconds, and there are instructions in the show description below. So please try to do that. It's free, even if you're already paying on Patreon, already paying on YouTube. It costs you nothing. Amazon pays us, and it's part of your Prime subscription. So go for it. Today's question from Patreon from Jerome Archambault. What determines the length of single-player games? It seems fewer games are being produced these days, and they're getting longer and longer. Movies and TV shows have not grown in length over time. So why is this happening with video games? Are longer games generally more profitable? Personally, I won't buy a sequel if I haven't finished the prior game. We went through a period where the opposite was true. Single-player games used to be, for an average player, about a 10-hour experience, and in the 2000s, 2005, 6, 7, 8, they started getting shorter and shorter, and game reviewers started whining about how they're a 6-hour game and it's not worth $60. And you were buying a game in 2007, on the Xbox 360 for $60, and you'd be done in 6 hours. And I played games where I finished them in 3. I mean, where you really, if you decided you wanted to power through the game and just finish the main missions, 3 to 6 hours. And then there was this phenomenon, and it probably started with GTA, but open world games, even Assassin's Creed, I bet took me 20. That there was more to do. And then you started getting these games that you wanted to achieve everything. And even Portal, to do all the achievements, took about 20 hours. So really, they got more complex, and they got better and better reviews. And gamers didn't feel cheated. So I'd say that gamers are willing to pay $60 for a 10-hour experience. They feel value for a 20-hour experience, and it's ridiculous when you get to play GTA, a 200-hour experience. It really could be that long. And Fallout, honestly, probably could be a 100-hour experience. I mean, you really can play these games for long. But it's ego. The game developers want to really pack in a lot, and I think that I mentioned on an earlier episode, I've never finished a GTA game. I mean, 75 missions and I get kind of bored, and 75 missions, the way I play, maybe 20 minutes a mission. You don't finish them in 5. So what is that? That's 25 hours, and I'm a third of the way through the game. So yeah, I got plenty of value out of it. I never would say, oh, I got cheated and didn't have enough to do in GTA. But it's ego. I mean, packing in 200 missions, I read that fewer than 25% of the people who bought GTA 5 finished the entire game. And I believe that. And I've read that fewer than 25% of the people who play Call of Duty finished the single player, even though that's only a 10-hour experience. So, does it make sense to offer single player at all? I mean, if only 25% play, should it be an option? Should you buy the game for the multiplayer Call of Duty? Should they cut the price to $30, multiplayer only? I mean,
that's the 25% to finish it, not to play it. That's a big difference.
True. So I think 10 hours is kind of the minimum now that everybody expects. 20 hours should be the average, and longer than that should be the outlier. 30 should be a real outlier, and beyond 30, the game's too big and too long. And like the last Assassin's Creed I played, I might have played that 30. I might have. But I got into all the ship battles, so it's like I wasted time because I enjoyed it doing ship battles, which is why I was kind of excited 5 years ago for Skull and Bones. But now I don't even know. Again, that's been so long. I don't know if anybody even remembers. So good question. When you say you won't buy a sequel, you haven't finished the prior game, I can't remember any game other than Call of Duty that had a sequel that came out sooner than 3 years. So if a game is 30 hours, you should be able to finish it in 3 years. If it's 200 hours, you should be able to finish it in 3 years. So I think most people are able to finish a game before the sequel comes out. Again, Call of Duty is different, but the annual releases aren't sequels to one another. They're sequels to 3 years ago. They tend to be that. So no, I think that it's ego. Longer games just provide a perception to the player that they're getting value for the money spent, and that's it. You're giving them, and movies. There are plenty of 2.5 hour movies. Plenty. I think I just watched Wakanda Forever. Was 2.5 hours. Every GTA has been longer than the one before. That's ego. Everybody bought the last one. What if you made this one the same size? Would nobody buy it? Oh, you mean it's not 200? It's only 200 hours, not 250? I'm not buying it. No, you could probably measure the number of people who played past level mission 150 in GTA. I bet it's fewer than 10% of the people who bought the game.
Finished it?
Played past level 150.
No, way more.
Well, 25%.
My guess is like
25.
15 to 20% of people finish the game.
Great.
All the way to the end.
The 80% who don't care if it's bigger. They don't. Okay? You and I disagree. It's ego. Ego of the buyer then. Who cares? They got to have more. I don't think people really know how long any game is.
Who is going to go to them and say, great job making the game longer. I'm going to stroke your ego. Where's that coming from?
Sam just
Where's
decided
the ego boost coming from?
that he wants to be able to brag that he made the longest game ever.
To who?
To everybody.
Oh, come on, Pac.
Okay, I think it's his ego. So I get this guy, Jerome Archambault, won't buy GTA 6 because he hasn't finished 5 yet.
I bet he finished GTA 5.
Let's hope.
I bet he did.
At least he had 10 years.
He did.
Anyway, thank you for joining us on this edition of Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. If you're a Patreon patron or a YouTube subscriber, we thank you for your patronage. That's keeping the lights on. If you have managed to figure out how to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account, then we appreciate that you've done it. If you haven't figured it out, the instructions are in the show description below. So figure it out because it's easy and free. If you already pay for Prime, you're already getting the option to do this for free, and we'll get paid by Amazon. So please try to remember to do that. If you have no Amazon Prime and no money, you're watching this a week late on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Hope I'm entertaining you. And the price for that is you have to follow me on Twitter at Michael Pachter. Please do mention that I shamed you into it, and I will give you a shout out on Twitter. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.